Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing fine, staying at home, staying safe, and taking care of your family. Right. One more thing I wanted to discuss to you. All you are big enough to help your parents, no? So many of you would be facing problems like household help, maids would be not coming, or other helps. Your mother would be having more burden of household work rather than before the maids were coming, before this all this, right? Because presently all the markets are again closed, so maybe all of you will be at home with your family again. And the most problematic thing is, or most enjoyable thing from the viewpoint, both viewpoints are that ladies are suffering on it. What can you do for to stop that suffering? Yes, nothing else. Yes, you just need to help your mother, your father in their household work. And it's not a big deal if it's a boy, it's a girl. We are at home, it is our home, so we need to do the work of house. Is it clear? Right. So this was a small message for all of you, just to help your parents. It is your home too, and she is your mother. She is not getting any leave. You all are in lockdown, right? Enjoying good food, enjoying clean house and all that. So maybe many of you would be helping also, because it's a teamwork, and teamwork will get a good result also, and you will learn many of your things. You can try many things with the studies also. You can try a cooking, right? Or you had any other hobby. You can improve your drawings, you can improve your craft, you can improve your vocabulary, you can improve your writing skills, whatever you want to. But choice is yours. But please utilize this time in improving yourself, as you all are big enough to deal with all the situations. So this was a good message for you. Now it is up to you what you think, it's a good or bad, or it's a just listen from here and taking out from here. We have 2 years. Now most of you use them for when your parents shout at you, they you listen from here and you pick it out from there. But I hope many of you would be following it, right? Okay, so we were seeing certain terms, that is terminology used in accounts. Now what we had seen: business transactions, event, capital, and drawings. These were the four things we had seen. Now we are seeing liability. Now what is liability? Liability means the amount that you have to repay to person, creditor, or your shareholders, whatever is this. Amount payable by the business for the credit purchase of goods, assets, or amount payable for borrowed money is known as liability. Banks and all that, we for borrow what we say loans and all that, so we have to pay that. Until and unless we don't pay, it is termed as liability. This amount is payable in future, right? So what is it? When is liability created? When the amount is paid in future. So liability is paid in future. So this amount is payable in future. It is treated as liability till it is not paid. So when it is treated as liability, it is treated as liability till when it is not paid. You would have heard about EMIs. Many of you would have seen your parents are buying two-wheelers or anything, cars, mostly two-wheelers. So depends on the family's financial condition. But car is a certain automobile that everyone buy. Whatever the richie is, they buy on loan, because it's a procedure for tax deduction and all that, right? So you will see that loan is that the loan would be of 3 years, 5 years, 2 years, and the EMI that is payable for that car is, that loan is termed as liability. And until and unless you don't clear that amount, it will be a liability. Is it clear? So liability can be classified as under on the basis of relation, that is internal liability and external liability. Now we will say, what is internal liability? Internal means within the business. On the basis of time, internal liability is again divided into current liability and non-current liability. External is also divided into current liability and Non-current liability. Now, internal liability and external liability. Internal liability would be having idea that is within the business. So, what is that? In accounting, business and owner are, this is the most important thing you need to remember, student. Accounting, the business and owner are treated as separate entity. Is it clear? Business and owner are treated as separate entity. Suppose any of the owner dies, so it doesn't mean the business has been closed, right? Business dies. No, because it's a separate entity. Anyone can take over that business. When owner of the business is providing capital to business, it becomes internal liability, right? So internal liabilities, when owner of the business is providing capital to the business, it becomes internal liability. It means this is the liability of the business to earn income from the capital invested by the owner and return it in the form of income, interest on capital. Is it clear? See over here. It is a liability of the business towards owner. In brief, amount payable by business to the owner is internal liability. Owner of the business has provided 1 lakh. This 1 lakh is a liability of business towards owner. This is an internal liability. Is it clear, students? Right? What is internal liability? Business will earn for you, and this is the internal liability for the business. Is it clear? Mhm. Okay. So, is it clear that what is internal liability? The amount payable by the business to the third party for credit purchase of goods or assets, services, or payable amount for borrowed money is known as external liability. It means the amount that you have to pay to the other party, your creditors, your financiers, your banks that has given you loan, then your any assets you had purchased from. Take example, you have home loan, so you have to pay for that. Asset is purchased, so all that payables to the third party is termed as external liability. Is it clear? So 50,000 are borrowed from Bhavna Bank with the condition to redeem after 3 years. Goods of 2,000 purchased on credit from Raman. 1,000 are outstanding for the payment of rent. Furniture of 5,000 is purchased on credit from Devang. All these dues are payable in future, means you will pay in future. That is your liability, external liability, because borrowed rupees 50,000 from Bhavna Bain will redeem after 3 years. So it's a 3 years loan. External liability, goods purchased on credit, so it is a creditor's liability. An outstanding payment, rent is to be paid, rent, because we if we would have owning that property, so we would not have paid rent, so paying rent to is to the third party, right? Furniture of 5,000 is purchased on credit from Devang, so that is also to be paid in future, so again it's a liability. So again go to the definition. The amount payable by the business to the third party on credit purchase of goods, assets, services, or payable amount. What are services? Now you say, teacher, what services we had used? Can anyone say what is the services we are using over here? Your services is your rent, because you had used that place. So that is your service. Is it clear? So when you purchase goods on credit, assets on credit, services or payable amount for borrowed money is known as external liability. Is it clear? Now, we are seeing what are the internal liabilities, that is liability towards owner, and external liability towards third party. You can see the graph is given, and again student, these terms are important from the viewpoint of exam. 1 marks, 2 marks would be the explain the terms, but this is important from the view of your lifetime, when you will be able to current know how you are going to use this term in your accounting. Is it clear? Current liability and non-current liability. As stated earlier, internal and external liability is determined on the basis of relation of business with other person, while current and non-current liability is determined on the basis of time. Is it clear? Its explanation is as follows. Liability which is to be paid within 1 year. See, what is the difference between current liability and non-current liability? Current liability and non-current. See, internal and external is related to the persons within the business, that is internal and external. But current and non-current liabilities are related to time. Is it clear? Now see, within 1 year, if you have to pay, it is termed as current liability. Means you have to pay within 1 year, that is to creditor, right? Or a loan is that is within 1 year is to be paid, right? So that would be also under current liability. Is it clear? Current liability is treated as short-term liability also. Generally, in short-term liability, goods purchased on credit, expenses, outstanding, etc. are included. Outstanding expenses means the rent that you have to pay. You had not paid. Is it clear? In future, you are going to pay. That is your expenses outstanding. Outstanding means baki hai, payables are included. As above stated, goods purchased on credit from Raman, outstanding payment for rent, credit purchase of furniture, etc. are current liability that is to be cleared within 1 year. A liability which is to be paid during the period of more than 1 year, right? That is to be paid during the period of more than 1 year. Can see that the liability that is paid a period of more than 1 year by business is known as non-current liability. Non-current liability is also known as long-term liability of business. In non-current liability, bank loan, what are included in non-current liability, students? Bank loan, that is duration should be more than 1 year. Debentures, etc. are included. Right. Example as above mentioned, amount borrowed from Bhavna Bank was for 3 years. Right. Was for what? How many years? 3 years. So what is the duration more than 1 year? Then it goes to non-current liability. You can see again a chart is given. This is your short-term liability. This is your long-term liability. Is it clear? As described above, liability can be classified according to their different nature. Each liability plays its specific role in business. Right? So, I hope you all are clear with what is liability. Assets. There are two important aspects in business, liabilities and assets. We have obtained information about liability. Now let us have information about asset. Under double entry system, at one side liability takes place and simultaneously on another side assets emerging. Coming to the point directly, asset means any such tangible or intangible product or item which is of ownership of business and has an economic value. What does it has? An economic value. Yes, students, see, asset means any such tangible. What is tangible? That can be touched and can be known. Intangible, that cannot be known, right? Cannot be touched, but it is an asset. For which or which item which of ownership of business has economic value. Now you will say, what is that, ma'am? What is economic value? See, tangible asset. Your land and building, your factory is of suppose 1 crore. So that is asset. If something happens, you can sell it and clear it, right? First of all, that's why we create asset, right? And it is asset, so our expenses are less. But it is tangible. You can show them, this is my factory. So this is tangible. Intangible. Now, intangible. You would have heard goodwill. Goodwill. What is goodwill? Take example of Surat. You all are from Surat. Those who are from Surat, you would be heard about the name of. Take example, Dheeraj Sons, right? Then what we say, KP Sanghvi Group, right? Then what we say, these are the names of the certain businessmen of Surat I'm talking about. So if it says someone comes to you at your shop, suppose you are a jeweler, new jeweler only, and you just say, okay, he is the owner of Dheeraj Sons and he has just come to your shop to buy. So what would be first image in you? Oh, he is the owner of Dheeraj Sons, so he would be rich, right? Right, what is that? In market he has some impression. So business also has certain kind of thing that is goodwill in the market. And if suppose now take example, your Nirav Modi, that is the what we say, the main culprit that has taken loan from the banks and has went to out of India, right? And he also was a diamond merchant, right? And suppose now his family member comes to purchase anything from you, what would be impression on your mind? The goodwill of the company has already gone down. Image, right? Can you see that goodwill? Now, if nothing is able to understand, you don't know who are these people, come to the Reliance and Tata, right? What is Reliance and Tata? If your Reliance and Tata says that, okay, no, we are going to invest in it, any of the project. What is that? It's a goodwill of the company that has created. And that goodwill is also measured as an asset. Is it clear? So it is an intangible asset. It cannot be seen. Patent. Patent you have seen. When you take out your textbook at the text at the what we say on the first page, you will find two ducks or one ducks are there. That is your in GSCB logo is there. So all these cannot be touched. You are booking it, so that is paid. Name of the movies, have you heard about? There were many movies. Take example, Bhagat Singh. Bhagat Singh was a movie. When it was started, 2 or 3 Bhagat Singh movie was coming. So whatever the name is patented, that only particular director can name that movie as a Shahid Bhagat Singh. Others cannot do that. But can you touch it? Can you see it? No. But it is an asset. Is it clear? Intangible asset, what is that? Intangible asset or item which of piece of ownership of business has economic value. Is it clear? In other words, assets mean economic resources which are held by owner and from which there is expectation of economic benefit to business in future. Right? Classification. Assets again are classified into 3: non-current asset, current asset, and fictitious asset. Now we will see, teacher, what is non-current, what is current. Non-current assets say the assets that are going to get you money within a short period of 1 year, within 1 year, are non-current asset. And current asset and non-current asset are that are more than 1 year. Take example, your debtors, bills receivable, then your outstanding income. All that are terms. Suppose you have shop on rent. Rent is coming, rent is your income, and 3 months of rent is outstanding, so it is receivable, right? So that is going to be come in future. You are not going to leave it for 4 years or 5 years. Within 1 year you will clear it, right? So that is current asset. Non-current asset, more than that, that is land and building, then your machineries, then your furniture, then your vehicles, all that are more than 1 year. You don't purchase it again and again, and that amount is not going to sell. You are not going to sell them again and again, right? So these are your assets. Now, what are fictitious assets? Fictitious assets I'll explain you later. Let us see first of all what are your current asset and non-current asset. Okay. Non-current asset. Non-current asset, as I said earlier, had identified on the basis of time. Like non-current asset liability, non-current assets are also for the period of more than not for more than sorry not more than 1 year. They are known as long-term assets or fixed assets. Land, building, plant, machinery, furniture, trademark, copyright, patent, goodwill, franchises, etc. are included in non-current assets. Now, I had explained you land and building. You know very well what are the examples of land and building. You know very well. You all have your property, whatever it is. Not your property, but your father's property. I hope you all make more property than your parents. So land and building, plant and machinery is known to you, furniture is known to you, trademark. You can see your Gujarat board textbook of accounts and you will see trademark also, copyright also, patent also, and goodwill that I had said you that is valued in terms of money, but it cannot be seen. So it's an intangible asset, right? Reliance has a goodwill of how many years? Come on, maybe 60 years, 70 years, right? So that name has been created. Tata Group of companies also has a goodwill, right? Franchises, etc., included in non-current asset, right? Franchises that are, you know, what are the franchises? Take example, you are seeing McDonald's, Pizza Hut. All these are franchises that are not the particular owner's shop or in Surat. They are franchises, so that are your assets, right? These assets have a life more than 1 year for non-current assets. Non-current assets can be categorized into two categories, that is tangible assets and intangible. So assets. Assets are classified into current asset, non-current asset, fictitious asset. Current asset, non-current asset, fictitious asset. We are seeing non-current asset. Again, non-current asset is classified into two. Tangible asset, intangible. As I said, you are tangible that can be seen and intangible that cannot be seen, but it is an asset. Tangible assets are those assets which have a physical existence. Tangible assets can be seen and can be touched. Land and building, furniture, machinery you can touch. Tangible assets are subcategory of non-current assets. Intangible assets, intangible assets, land, building, plant, machinery, furniture are included. I said you earlier. Intangible asset, intangible assets word itself clarifies meaning of this asset. Intangible assets do not hold physical existence. These cannot be seen and touched. Intangible assets are also subcategory of non-current assets. Trademark, copyrights, patent, goodwill, etc. are included in intangible assets. Now coming to current assets. So your non-current assets are trademark, copyright, patent, goodwill that cannot be seen. It is intangible assets. And your tangible assets are that can be seen in existence, are land and building and all that. Is it clear? Okay. So I hope you all are clear with what is tangible and intangible. Now coming to current asset. What is current asset? Less than 1 year is your current asset, right? So okay, the assets then be that are having a time duration of less than 1 year are termed as current asset. These assets can be converted into cash. Yes, it has the most important thing that can be converted into cash. I will say, why teacher it can be converted into cash? Debtors. Suppose you are in need of money and you have a debtor of rupees 1 lakh. So what you are going to? You are going to sell your property, or first you are going to contact your debtor that you that can give you 1 lakh rupees easily. Obviously, you will ask for the money because it's your money. You had given goods to him. So that debtor will be debtor showing in balance sheet is asset is 1 lakh will be easily converted into cash, and then your bills receivables, you have bills. What is bills receivable? When you sell goods on credit and the duration is given for the credit and you sanction a bill and the party accepts it, say, yes, I'm going to pay the bill within this month. Suppose it's a 2 month and that bill is returned to you and that bill is termed as bills receivable. So after 2 months, you can get it into cash. Or if you are in need, So what happens, that bills receivable that is signed by the party is with you, because he cannot keep it. He will be, that bill will be with you because you are the collector of money. You can go to the bank and get it discounted. So what happens? Your immediate need of money is clear. So what happens? Your bills receivable has converted into cash, right? For the day-to-day transactions of business, these assets are used. In current asset, cash balance, bank balance, debtors, bills receivables, raw material stock, finished stock are included. Now, cash balance and bank balance is known to you. Debtors are known to you. Bills receivable I had explained to you. Raw material stock is explained to you. Raw material, kacha mal. That isn't it a stock to you? Right. Suppose you are in textile and you have yarn with you, so you are not worried about it, right? And if you are not going for processing, it can be sold easily because it is not a particular design that will cost you. It's the raw material. It can be converted into what kind of material? Then finished stock. Finished stock can be also converted into cash. A product for which trading is done by business is known as goods. This is the most important thing that students don't consider as IMP. And I always say to the students, it's an important thing. You need to highlight it. So students, please pay attention over here. This is the common mistake that students do. The product in which the business is done, it is termed as goods for business. It is termed as goods. Now, for a textile owner, saris, suits, and what we say, suiting and shirting, whatever they are dealing, for them, that is goods. So when they are purchasing goods. But if they are purchasing sofa of rupees 10,000, 50,000, so it is not goods for them, it's a furniture for them. In the same way, when a furniture merchant, right, purchases or sells sofa, table, chair, anything related to furniture, they are selling goods. But if they are purchasing saris, suiting and shirtings, and any other thing, so that is not goods for them. And is it clear? So that is not goods for them. Is it clear? That is, grain is goods for the businessman of grains. So current asset, non-current asset is clear to you, and now liquid asset. Now you will say, what is teachers, again a new thing, liquid assets that can be easily converted into cash are termed as liquid asset. Liquid. What is liquid? Can water is your liquid? Right. In the same way, the asset that gives you cash immediately is termed as liquid asset. Liquid assets are recognized as subcategory assets of business. Okay. Liquid assets are categorized as recognized as subcategory of current assets. All current assets excluding, see the word excluding is given, stock, are recognized as liquid assets. These assets excluding stock can be converted into cash easily. It means in short period, debtors, bills receivable, etc. can be converted into cash. I had said you earlier. Yes or no? Because stock is going to be converted into cash easily or not, we don't know. But debtors, I'll call him. I want my money by this time. If he has, he will pay me. Bills receivable. If my debtor is not able to pay, I'll go to the bank or any other owner, any of the particular financial institution where I can convert it into cash. So easily converted. Liquid asset is clear. Real asset. Real asset means asset that have a value in reality. These assets have market price. This means it has realizable value. These assets can be converted into cash. In these assets, tangible, intangible, and current assets are included. From sale of such assets, if money can be realized, they are known as real assets. Is it clear? And through the sale of real asset, cash can be procured. Fictitious asset. Remember, we had seen three types of asset: current asset, non-current asset, fictitious assets. So up till now we were going in the categories of current and non-current asset. Now we are going with the fictitious asset. Fictitious assets do not have physical form or existence. Realizable value of fictitious asset is 0. When you go for selling of it, it goes to 0. These assets can be converted into, no, sorry, I'm on the wrong part. These assets cannot be converted into cash. These assets cannot be converted into cash. So fictitious assets value is 0. They cannot be converted into cash. This is non-recurring expenses. Means once it is done, it is not done again and again. That is non-recurring expenses. The benefit of these expenses is available for the period of more than 1 year. This amount is to be written off in certain years, thus just shown as an asset. Can anyone give me what is that? Have you heard about advertisement expense? It is a kind of fictitious asset, but how? It is different in some case and it is different in other case. This amount is to be written off in certain years, thus this thus shown as an asset. Every year, the predetermined amount is written off. Uh, every year, predetermined amount is predetermined means certain amount is determined that is written off. I'll show you. Yes. So every year predetermined amount is written off as an and shown as an expense. Issue cost of shares and debentures. Now, what is the issue cost of shares and debentures, students? I had said you earlier. Take example. Recently, I got a news. Barbecue Nation is a chain of restaurant. Let it be. Barbecue Nation is a chain of restaurant. If you have not known, you can search on net. And it is in Parley Point. If you had seen Richie Rich opposite to it, it is on Parley Point of people between them. So it's a chain of restaurant all over India and it's an international brand also. Now they are going to release their IPO. IPO means they are going to first of all introduce their share in the market. So at that time, when you issue shares for the first time, certain expenses are to be incurred. And what are their certain expenses? Right, what are their certain expenses? See, issue of cost of shares and debentures. Debentures are also certain kind of document only as shares, but shareholders become the owner of the company and debenture holders become the creditor of the company. I had explained this earlier also. Preliminary expenses or preliminary expenses, share or debenture discount, etc. are termed as, we say, fictitious assets. Are illustration of fictitious assets. Fictitious assets are also known as spread revenue expense or deferred revenue expense. Chalo. If you are not able to understand all this, let us come to the point. First of all, I'll clear the Barbecue Nation. Barbecue Nation is going to introduce its IPO in the market. Right, SEBI has given permission to this. Remember, I had given you full SEBI, Stock Exchange Board of India. They are giving, checking the guidelines of where the companies are working as per the norm. So it is useful to them also, regulatory bodies. Right. So what happens when the shares are going to be issued? They have to incur certain costs for incurring. They have to get certain particular, what we say, underwriters and all that. They have to pay for that. Underwriters are the particular person that are working for the shares introduction and all that. So that expenses are to be paid, paperworks are to be paid done. So all these expenses are preliminary expenses that are to be done first, right? So that are going to be helpful in long term. Is it, take example of advertisement expense. ये कुछ समझ में नहीं आया तो come to the advertisement expense and explain you in your terms. Advertisement expenses. Take example. Recently, though your Khan brothers are in trouble because of certain reasons, you would be knowing it. Mr. Subramaniam Swamy has filed case against them. That is not our matter. But previously, ITC company was the brand name. Sorry, is a brand name. And Salman has also endorsed it. That is Salman Khan has also endorsed it. And Shah Rukh Khan has also endorsed it. Endorsed means sale करने के लिए वो लोग अपना एम्बेसडर को सिलेक्ट करते हैं. that is termed as endorsement, right? So they are doing ad for it. Now you will be what we say, having surprised. So the amount paid to the particular star for these ads was 100 crores, 125 crores. Only amount paid to the stars. Now, what is the benefit to the companies? The company's benefit is that people like us, they think the star is eating this, so it would be good. They are endorsing it, so it will be good. So we buy by seeing the faces of the star, and that increases their sale. But the advertisement expense of suppose 125 crores, that is not going to benefit only for the current year, that is going to be benefited to them for 5 years. And that 5 years, 125 crore is what we say return of every year. They divide it by 5. Suppose it's 100 crores, so divide it by 5. So every year 20 crores are deducted from that. So at the end of the 5 years, the value becomes zero. That is only your fictitious assets. Is it clear? So that doesn't has any value at the end of the realization. So I stop over here, and I hope you all had done very well. And if you have any doubts, you can just contact me and start writing these terms.